morning's message is from Psalm 27, verse 14, and Isaiah chapter 40, verses 29 to 31. The subject for this morning's message is, they that wait on the Lord. They. The question this morning is, are you in the they? Are you in the they? They that wait on the Lord. And so who among us likes to wait? Not many of us do, but nevertheless we find ourselves doing it an awful lot of the time. Frequently throughout the day and countless times throughout the week, we find ourselves waiting. We don't like to wait. We want things to happen and happen now. We want to be content. We want to be happy now. We want everything microwave. No one really likes to wait. But we wait in traffic. We wait in carpool lines. We wait in holding patterns. We wait in grocery stores. And when we are in difficult situations in life, you will find yourself sometimes. We find ourselves in difficult situations where we have to wait, where our job is only one step away from being dismissed. Or your job is on a one-way train headed to nowhere. It may be that our finances are unstable and getting worse by the minute. You're waiting. Our health is slipping like grains of sand through our fingers. When sometimes our life is just not going well at all. The answer we don't want the Lord or his prophet to give us is what? Wait. We wait for traffic lights to turn green. We wait for trains to pass by. We wait for the bank line to move. The grocery line to move. Is that right? Yeah. We wait for the toast to pop up in the oven and the water to boil. We wait for the movie and the ball game to start. We wait for phone calls and we wait for people to show up. We wait for buses to come and planes to land and car lines to move. We wait our turn in the doctor's office, the dentist's office, the barber shops, the beauty parlors. We wait. We wait for the next weekend. It's already Sunday, but we're waiting for the next weekend. Can't wait till hump day get here. We wait for a vacation. Or simply we wait for a day off. Some people are already looking for Labor Day. We all spend a lot of our time in life waiting, and we really don't like waiting. Why? Because we as human beings, we want instant gratification, instant response. That's your nature. And so when we look at the book of Isaiah this morning, the book of Isaiah was written during the time when Israel was divided into two kingdoms. Israel in the north and Judah in the south. What happened? It was a time when God's people were being punished by foreign nations because they had turned their backs on God. They had chosen their own ways and had fashioned their own gods. God's people in Isaiah's day were going through some tough times. The Assyrians had come in and killed and pillaged their land and taken many captives. They were killing their wives, killing their husbands, killing their sons, daughters. And not only that, but the Babylonians were now knocking at the door, waiting to do even worse. What they needed was some help. They needed some relief. They needed to get out of this desperate situation. They needed to get out now. But Isaiah doesn't tell them that. Isaiah doesn't tell them that. Isaiah does not tell them what they want to hear. He doesn't tell them that God is coming soon, right away, and that he will remove all of these hardships. No. Isaiah tells them to do what?
Wait on the Lord.
Wait. To wait on the Lord. And whenever God's people go through adversity, even you and I, the natural complaint is to wonder, where is God? And to ask him why he is not doing anything about our situation, about our cause. You've been there. We want to be honest about it. And the answer Isaiah gives here was probably not what the Israelites wanted to hear. And it may not be, probably is not, what you would want to hear either in the midst of your adversity. You don't want to hear the word wait, do you? The answer God's prophet gives to those who are enduring difficulties and experiencing confusion is wait on the Lord. And from your viewpoint and my viewpoint and a lot of viewpoints, this may seem like a lousy answer. Oftentimes the answer you receive from the Lord in the storms of your circumstances is wait on me. It is an answer that God has given to questioning and complaining people many times before. Listen to some scriptures that are there. They're not written just to be written, but the scripture says, wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Psalms 27:14. Here's another. Be still before the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when men succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Psalm 37. Verse 7, here's another. Wait for the Lord and keep his way. He will exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you will see it. Psalms 37:34. Here's another. Ears have not heard, no eyes have seen what God has prepared for those who wait on him. Isaiah 64:4. But the question that lingers in the minds of many is, why should I wait on the Lord? The question also is, does Isaiah give his readers any reasons why they should wait? In these verses that Isaiah gave, he gives ample reasons for waiting on the Lord. He says the Lord gives strength to the weak. Not only does God not get weary, not only does he have strength, but he gives strength to the weak, to those who admit that they need it. Now, if you don't need it, and you act like you don't need it, then you won't get it. You follow? Paul the apostle admitted that he had a weakness. He admitted that he needed strength. Paul was going through a hard time, and he was experiencing a situation that he wanted God to remove. It was described in the Bible as a thorn in the flesh. Exactly what it was, we don't know. But God did not remove it. God told him to wait. And Paul has told us what answer he was given by the Lord. You know the answer if you're a Bible reader. But he said, the Lord said unto me, my grace is sufficient for you. Yeah. For my power is made perfect in your weakness. Yeah. Then Paul goes on to say that therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness so that Christ's power may rest on me. Now that's not what everybody does. Some people, you know, they do things differently. They raise hell and get mad and quit coming to church and they just start doing crazy things. But let me tell you this morning that biblical waiting, listen carefully, is not a passive waiting around for something to happen with you doing nothing. Biblical waiting is not a passive waiting around for something to happen that will allow you to escape your troubles. Waiting does not mean doing nothing. It is not fatalistic resignation like some of us say, well, you know, if it's going to be, it's going to be. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It is not a way to evade unpleasant reality. Yeah. Those who wait are those who work. Yeah. Those who wait are those who work because they know that their work is not in vain. Yeah. Listen, the farmer can wait all summer for his harvest because he knows that he has done his work of sowing the seed and watering the plants. So what does he have to do now but what? Wait. Those who wait on God can go about their assigned task, confident that God will provide the means and a way, and that the conclusion of their lives will be that they will reap the harvest. Waiting, my brothers and sisters, is the confident, disciplined, expectant, active, and sometimes painful clinging to God. So we ought to wait in all circumstances. Don't pick those things you will wait on God for and, well, I'm not going to wait on him for this, but I'll wait on him for that. Wait in all circumstances. Yes, God makes a way. There may be changes in your health. You may experience sickness, poverty, weakness. Death may even come in your family. But you need to understand that with God, there is no variableness. What does that mean? Down to earth means that there is no wishy-washy. Wishy-washiness. Therefore, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. That's what I recommend. There are times, and there will come times, when your learning of how to hand over things that you cannot handle will be a blessing to you. There are some of us today who have not yet learned how to hand over stuff that you can't handle. Yes, Lord. And when you hand stuff over that you can handle, it puts you in a waiting mode. Yes. And so the question this morning is also, what does waiting on the Lord do? What does it do? Does it do anything? Well, waiting on the Lord increases your patience, strengthens your patience. I dare say that all of us in here have not reached the level where our patience is 100% patient. As a matter of fact, some of us got short patience. Don't trip your trigger, because there'll be a blowout before people can know what's going on. Waiting increases your patience. That's what it'll do for you. Waiting on God, listen, reminds you and me that God is in control here.
Yes, Lord.
Waiting reminds you that, listen, you are not in charge. So sit down, behave yourself. Quit trying to control the situation. Waiting reminds you that God is doing his work.
Yeah, Lord.
And so waiting on God increases your strength to patiently wait. You got to know how to patiently wait.
Yes, Father.
There was a woman whose car was stalled in traffic. She was riding along the road, and the car stalled, and she got out, and right there in the middle of the street, you know, and raised up the hood, started looking under the hood, and to try to identify the cause. And while she looked, she was looking in vain because she didn't know what she was looking at. But the driver behind her, you know how some of us are, the driver behind her leaned relentlessly on his horn, just blowing and blowing and blowing. And finally she had enough. She walked back to his car and she said with the nicest mannerisms, listen, I don't know what the matter is with my car, but if you want to go and look under the hood, I'll be glad to stay here and honk for you. Now that's nice, isn't it? You thought the lady was going to get out there and start? That's what some are waiting on God, the Lord, will do for you. What shall we wait for? You ought to wait for light in darkness. Dark seasons you will have. I don't care how much you come to church, you're going to have dark seasons. They come to all Christians. However dark then, yes, your circumstances may be, you need to wait on the Lord. Let your soul be still. Hold fast to the promises. David said, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry, and he brought me up out of a horrible pit, and out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and he established my goings. Not only that, but he said he put a new song in my mouth. In other words, he says, I'm singing a song of joy now, and I'm not singing the blues.
Yes, Lord.
What else are we to wait for? Wait for directions in difficulty. That's a problem, isn't it? Because in difficulty, that's when we get anxious. I got to do something. And then you got some crazy nuts behind you. You need to do something. And you listen to them, and before you know it, you messed up. But wait for directions in difficulty. Difficulties often arise from our ignorance or from relations in life. And these difficulties are often great, so that we know not what to do or which way to go. And in the difficulties, many times, our wisdom is swallowed up by Satan. And what happens is that one rash step may ruin you, because you didn't wait for directions in your difficulty. Then you saying, I shoulda, woulda, and I coulda. In your difficulty, we desire to go forward, yet we're afraid to take a step forward. When every plan we have formed has failed and every effort has been aborted, you imagine that no creature has ever been tried like you. Have you ever thought about that? Lord, I don't believe that all these other folks you got sitting around here have ever been tried like me? And the cry comes, why me? Why me? Why me? Then we start pointing fingers. Look at him over there. I didn't do as bad as him. I didn't do as bad as her. What you got against me? There have been times when you tried your best. And yet you failed. And you are tempted in those situations to envy others. Others who succeed. Why not me? I go to church every Sunday. That rascal over there don't go. Or they come every so often. Huh? And we begin to think that, Lord, you're dealing with me harshly. Yes. Before you are difficulties, sometimes seemingly as great as the Red Sea before Israel. And that behind you are obstacles, like the Egyptians had the obstacles coming on behind them. Many times we say to ourselves, I don't have a Moses with a rod. I'm standing at the sea, and this is just mind-boggling. I can't get across. There's no way for me to get across. But Lord, you told me about Moses and the Israelites. But here I am standing at my own Red Sea, and I don't see no Moses here with a rod. How do I get across? What can you do? Well, do as the prophet of old did. He said, I will wait on the Lord. And I know that that time that's not what you want to hear. Who has given me some precious promises. And then, my brothers and sisters, we ought to wait in weakness. At your best, you are still weak. And a sense of weakness for anybody is painful. Very often you feel weakest when you have the heaviest burden to carry, the most difficult hill to climb, or the most difficult duties to perform. You feel weak. If you don't, you're a fool. Let him think who thinks that he has. Think again. It often happens that your enemies are allowed to assault you. In your weakest season, and the question becomes, Lord, why did you let that happen to me? So that what? With foes opposing you and heavy oppositions, facing corruption, facing rough times, trying to go along rough roads, many times we are at a loss as to what to do. And for God's sake, don't go get advice from the wrong people. That's the downfall of many Christians. How shall we wait on the Lord? And so as I close this morning, you ought to wait, yielding to his will. Men may be wrong, but God cannot be wrong. Whatever he does, he wills, and whatever he wills is good. Whatever he permits is for wise reason. He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what everything will result in. And therefore I'm telling you today, commit yourself to not only yield to his will, but prefer his will to your own way.
Yeah.
You should be able to say today, higher are his ways.
Yeah.
Can't get any higher.
Yeah.
Wiser are his ways.
Yeah.
Wiser are his thoughts.
Yeah.
Be able to say today, Lord, not my will, but your will be done.
Yeah.
Wait on him. Never give up. Never give up while you need a blessing.
Yeah.
Never give up when you're burdened, when you're groaning. Wait on the Lord. I need to tell you what happens when you wait on him, when you yield.
Yeah.
When you yield to the Lord, demons are overthrown. Doubts become deflated. When you wait on the Lord, questions become answered. Hope become brighter. Attitudes become better. Problems get solved. Conflicts become fewer. Difficulties become conquered. Burdens become lighter. Failures turn into victory. What can I expect? Are you in the day? Are you in the day? They that wait on the Lord, they shall renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. You know the eagle flies high. Is that right? Said they'll mount up from the depths of your griefs. You will mount up from the depths of your difficulties. You will mount up from your adversities. You will not stumble or fall when you're walking. David said, as I close today, David had turbulent times. David had miseries in his life. And I know I feel like David sometimes. David said, oh, that I had wings. That I had wings of a dove. I'd fly away and be at rest. But David realized that it couldn't be that way. He recognized God's offer. And after coming through